Hey guys, I'm back with a customary review for you all. You can Google customary conversion chart, or I have one here for you. So it says that the conversion for 12 inches is 1 foot, 3 feet is 1 yard, 5,280 feet equals 1 mile, 1,760 yards equals 1 mile. And then I have weight, and I have capacity as well. And then I have our steps. So our first steps, we set it up as a proportion, and the reason why I taught you guys this way is because when you get to middle school, proportions are a 6th grade standard, so then you'll already kind of have some knowledge about what proportions are and what they look like. So the first step is to put X. Step 2 is to match your units. Step 3 is to cross multiply, and step 4 is to divide by the number that is in front of X. So whatever number is attached to X, that's what you're going to divide by. Okay, so our first problem on our customary Google slides is 17 feet to yards. So now I'm going to set this up as a proportion. So I'm going to say 17 feet equals blank yards. So I've just abbreviated. So if I look back at my steps, step 1 is for me to put in X. So I'm going to go in, and at my blank here, I'm going to put in this variable, X. So now, step 2 is to match my units. Step 2 says match units. Well, I'm working with feet, so I know that I have to have feet underneath there, and then I have yards on the other side, so I know that I need yards on the other side. So if I go up to my conversion chart, where does it talk about feet to yards? In here. Okay, so again, I see feet to yards here. So I'm going to take that conversion and I'm going to match it up down at the bottom. So underneath 17 feet, I need to have 3 feet. And on the other side, I'm going to have 1 yard. So now I have matched my units. I have feet on top of feet. That matches each other. Yards on top of yards. That matches. Now I'm going to cross multiply. So 1 is going to hit 17, which gives me 17. 3 is going to hit the X, which gives me 3X. So now I've done step 3. I've put an X, I've matched the units, I've cross multiplied. Now I just need to do my final step, which is to divide by the number that is in front of X, or is attached to X. If I look at my proportion here, and when I've solved, I see that 3 is attached to X, so I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So these cancel, leaving me with X. So now I need to go and I need to divide 17, because we know fractions are just division problems. So this fraction bar means to divide. I'm going to take 17, because it's my top number. I'm going to put it in the house and divide by 3. 3 cannot go into 1, so I put a 0. 3 can go into 17. Well, how many times? 3 times 5 gives me closest to 17 without going over, which gives me 15. When I subtract, I have 2 left. So now I could go ahead and keep going and add a decimal and that 0, or I can stop and put a remainder. Okay? Alright, if I look back at my screen here, the first problem says 17 feet to yards. So now I'm going to be dragging up. So the first answer I would have 17, and I would drag it up. And what did we do? If I look back at my problem, I divided by 3. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a division sign. I'm going to go and put it up in that box there. Divided by 3 equals, and if I look at my answer, it was 5 remainder 2. So I'm going to drag 5 remainder 2 up. So what does that give me? It gives me 5 yards, 2 feet. So then I can click here and I can insert 5 remainder 2. 5. Once I click in there, it's going to give me that 5, remainder 2, and I just typed it in, 5, 2.